Good evening, friends. Thank you for joining us on 13 Plus. I'm Mary Coleman. Hope you're having a great Wednesday evening so far. Well, rural counties across the country are falling victim to the loss of many community grocery stores. The U.S. Department of Agriculture found dozens of counties across the country don't have a grocery store at all, dramatically reducing access to foods, especially healthy foods. Our national investigative team found how some counties are doing something about it.
Rural towns across the country are turning into food deserts as community grocery stores struggle to stay afloat.
The most recent data from the U.S. Department of Agriculture finds nationwide more than 75 counties don't have a grocery store, and nearly half of those are in the Midwest and Great Plains. Experts say these closures are decreasing access to healthy foods and creating a loss of economic stability for the towns they once served.
Reporter Kristen Crowley takes us to two communities where residents are working together to turn this troubling trend around.
It's a sound so many of us take for granted. But for the people of Emerson, Nebraska, it's the sound of relief.
This has been the best thing that's happened to Emerson.
We shop here almost every day. It's so convenient and easy.
For a town with a population of just over 800, Post 60 Market has become an oasis in what would otherwise be a food desert. Back in 2018, Emerson lost its only place to get fresh produce and meat within 20 miles.
Everybody was pretty upset. I think it was really hard on the elderly in town.
4 long years later, in August of 2022, Post 60 Market opened its doors and cut the commute.
We take pride in what we have.
Brian Horak manages Post 60 Market, and he says if it weren't for community support, this place wouldn't exist.
It's not an easy business to be in if you're a small town grocery store.
For rural grocery stores around the country, that's becoming an all too common occurrence.
The grocery business in general is a difficult one. It is a very low profit margin business.
Ryle Carver is the program leader of Kansas State University's Rural Grocery Initiative. She's been tracking this trend around the country for years and says many small town grocery stores are becoming relics of the past.
In rural stores, you have added challenges of declining population where there are just fewer people coming in the door, which means it's harder to keep up the historical level of sales.
In rural Kansas alone, between 2008 and 2018, 105 grocery stores closed, and a new one did not reopen in more than half those communities. Carver says she's concerned because grocery stores are an anchor business in rural America.
It is a social gathering place.
Hey, Courtney, how are you?
It is an economic driver. It is a key source of food, of healthy food. And without those things, the community really loses out. And it can impact kind of the longevity of that community.
But it takes support to get started.
We have seen success with community-owned and operated stores, things like cooperatives, things like school-run stores, even municipally owned grocery stores.
Volunteers pitched in to help Post 60 Market get off the ground, and Horak says the community has invested more than $160,000 in the cooperatively owned store.
What was the response when this store finally opened?
Oh, huge response. And you can tell by the number of investors we have. When we were opening just to stock the shelves and everything, I just say when the truck was going to be here, all the volunteers showed up.
Could it survive without the volunteers?
No.
Nearly 400 miles south of Emerson, the town of Leon, Kansas faced a similar food desert struggle. But their solution looks quite different. You've heard of farm to table, and that's pretty much the idea behind Blue Stem Mercantile. A school-owned market, its success starts with its students. Blue Stem Unified School District built this barn, and the chores inside are now part of these students' daily curriculum. Feeding cows and pigs, gathering eggs, all to support this store. It opened in 2020 after the district bought the building where Leon's locally owned grocery store used to be. The town had gone without a market since 2014.
We're finally getting pride back in Leon. We're finally getting our downtown presence. We're finally becoming a town again. I feel like we're finally flourishing.
Through different classes spanning from elementary to high school, students pitch in stocking the shelves and keeping the store running.
I have butternut squash and acorn squash in here.
7th grader Jayla Wakefield grows the produce in her home garden and sells it at Blue Stem Market.
I love helping people and seeing them happy, and I feel like this is just my way of bringing myself to the community and helping them.
We're going to take the milk off.
Oltman says Jayla and her peers gain invaluable business and financial skills, and the benefits ripple through Leon.
We want this to be a town that has all the essential needs. We really want something that our students are proud of to come back home to.
Back in Emerson, residents echo that pride in Post 60 Market.
It's been fantastic to have it here in town.
And say seeing it flourish has given them hope for a brighter future.
For us to be able to revitalize the community by having a grocery store again, it really has become a hub for the community. It's been like a something that we can look forward to. If this succeeds, then why can't other things succeed also?
In addition to community funding, Post 60 Market received a $150,000 grant from the USDA's Healthy Food Financing Initiative.
The program, one of many offered by the USDA, recently expanded and now includes $30 million in available awards.
40 million Americans don't have strong, stable access to healthy, affordable food in their communities, and that's not something that folks should have to do without. We're providing that support to ensure that families have access to the food that they need to thrive.
In September 2023, the USDA also announced an additional $25 million investment to expand efforts to prevent and reduce food loss and waste.
Since 2017, they've committed more than $120 million.
We hope you're having a great evening so far. Here's a live look from our Mount Bigelow camera. Have a great one and hope you'll join us for 13 News Live at 10.